When I'm looking for these humps or these, you know, bigger boulders up on the reach, it's nice with the Raymarine. I can go backwards on my side imaging here, drive around kind of these areas, and then look for where the edges of the rocks are, where kind of you get some transitions or some softer bottom, and you find some harder bottom. But really look for those key spots, you know, some bigger boulders, and those are the areas I want to fish. Now, when I'm doing this, if I'm going backwards and I find kind of an area that I want to target, I'm going backwards. It saves up to like 10 minutes of information, but I can hit a waypoint right there and then go back to my graph, and it will put me right back to that area. So it's nice. So you can drive around for 10 minutes and look at areas, go backwards and put a waypoint in, and it'll remember where that spot was, making it a lot easier. We go back to our chart here. There's our mark that we just put. That's way behind, as you can see, where we were. All right, guys, so I want to talk to you a little bit about the baits that I'm starting to use here for fall. And a couple different jigs and a couple different plastics. Get this guy off here. He just clobbered this one. You know, these fish are so healthy. And I'm going to show you a really good video. You're going to want to check out the rest of the videos and look for the recipe for frying these little girls up. It's going to be tasty. I'm going to get him in the live well here. All right, let's talk about some baits. As fall approaches, guys, you know, these fish have seen just about everything and anything there is can be out on the lake this summer. A lot of crankbaits, jigs, crawlers. So they, you know, they're pretty wise. But the other thing is too, is all the year the young, small little bait fish are all about this size, that 3.5 to 4.5 inches. So a lot of the food that they're eating, and now that it's starting to get cold, they are putting on the feed bag, and it's time to, you know, start mimicking kind of what they're going to be eating, getting ready for fall and putting on that fat. A lot of the, you know, plastics about that 3.5 to 4.5 inch size out here on the Bago system. The paddle minnows, these core, kind of like a ringworm, core plastics, the impulse, all the impulse stuff. Nice thing about it is when they hit it, it's soft. It's got great action, real slow, or you can fish it fast, so you can fish it multiple different ways. Either way, you're going to get great action. I'm a big fan of the thumper jigs, just for that little blade down on the bottom, give it a little bit something extra. Otherwise, too, you've got you know, the Whistler jigs with the little propeller, something a little bit extra there. And then as we get even colder and we really want to slow the presentation down, is when I'll start using more of a hair jig. The hair, a little bit of attractant, but it'll also slow the fall down too. So a bunch of different stuff here. Sizes I've been using either like the 1/4 to the 3/8 ounce, depending on the wind. And you know, like one of the tricks, if you look, they've got the worm keeper right there. But with some of the plastics, what I'll do is I will actually bend that down a little bit more. So as I'm putting on my plastic, I don't tear it. And you can still sometimes take it off, and you know, if you want to change colors without wrecking the plastic. So just a little thing that I do with the plastics, bend that down a little bit further. So as you can see, I got that keeper bent down just a little bit more, but to make sure I get my bait on just right, I'll line it up, kind of mark it with my finger, get a visual, and then I can slide my bait on, and it should come out right where I need it to. And it is important, guys, you do want to try and keep it as centered as possible. So that is an absolutely perfectly horizontal bait. It's going to just look a lot more natural, and it's going to swim a lot better in the water. A lot of cool baits, a lot of cool tactics here for catching these fish in the fall. If you have any questions, please shoot me a message, but I'll make it back to fishing. That's delicious. Troy Pierce and Mr. Blue will catch you guys on the water.